Greetings, mortals. Wow, it sounds totally different because I got stuff in my throat. And welcome back.
We're not late. We're a little late. Okay. I got sleep last night. A little bit too much sleep. Not really too much sleep. I slept very late. But I slept in a little too late. But we got there. By there, I mean here. So, I did not wake up at 3. So, even if I'm still exhausted, since I just woke up 30 minutes ago when I was supposed to be starting stream, we should be able to go through stream and not run into any fatigue issues, in theory. So if the controller works, because that would be funny. I think the controller wasn't plugged in when or rather it was plugged in but it wasn't being registered when I started up the game. Yep, that's it. Okay, we're loading up cake. We're an apprentice sleuth. Something happened yesterday. We finished the missions that we were on. We have Tirami, come on. We have a very funny build right now that Makoto Yamashina. Right, Yamashina. Okay. Not to be confused with Yamashiro. Well, that's interesting. That's very funny. I don't think I would, actually. Of all the Digimon to be doing sunbathing. Okay. So they're going over here. You know, it's weird. I just now realized that Chica actually does have a very unique design. Chica does not have a generic character design. Uh-oh. Okay. So sad. So sad. No! My favorite pop idol is a weirdo creep. No! Let's see. Wait, yeah, we just need to get to an access point. So. That'll just take me to Digilab. This takes me to Eden. Probably true. They were bought by a big company a long time ago, huh? Corporate mergers for the win. But I was in the TV.
おう、女子くん、探偵家業にはもう慣れたか？なんだその顔は。俺がここにいちゃいけねえみてえな顔だな。わけはきょうちゃんが話してくれるぜ。
実は妙なことに当時のナイルコープの調査資料が見つからなくてね。それで当事者ご本人にご足労を願ったという。
見つからなくて当然だ。調査資料の一切合切を上白が保管している。
上白が？
きょうちゃんを前にこんなこと言うのは情けねえんだが。
あの疑惑ですね。
ああ、当時上白がナイルコープを不正買収した疑惑が持ち上がった。俺ときょうちゃんの親父さんとで調査を進めていたんだが、
問題とは？
上から圧力がかかってきやがったんだ。おかげで俺たちはその時お咎めなしの条件として調査資料の
上白が手を回した自ら黒と言明しているようなもの。
それも暗黙の了解だったわけだ。闇の深さを思い知った俺たちはあえて騒がず資料の保管先の追跡に専念した。親父さんが亡くなった後も追跡は続けている。今資料は上白のメインサーバーアバロンサーバーの奥深くにおそらく上白の社員たちが機密情報データベースと呼んでいる。まあ追跡といってもデータの所在をこのあくまで周辺捜査で得た情報からの推測。
十分なお墨付きですよ。ではそろそろ預けていたものを
Okay, I can
返して
talk
もらお
now.
うとしましょう。
I have finished ensuring that I have calories to move through the day with. You would think that this would have this doesn't have any calories. There's no energy in this, it's just a waste. Return what they're doing.
いやしかしだな、きょうちゃん。相手はあの上白だぞ。世界にその名を轟かす 大企業の厳重なセキュリティを。
ここは慶明苦闘の孤児に習いましょう。
The
閉ざ
robbing
された門
rooster.
は強行突破ではなく、
おいおい、そんなことが可能なのか。
I feel like you're talking to a cop, you should maybe shut the fuck up. Don't say how you're gonna
可
do
能
it.
にしてこそ探偵冥利に尽きるというものですよ。何
For a lot of reasons. Not just because never trust a cop, but also because if the cop knows that you're gonna do something illegal to get the information, they can't use the information.
上城への侵入にはそのちょうど時間。失礼します。今回も時間通りの来訪ですね。依頼人の上城優子さん。
調査に進展は。
上白優子。ひょっとして上白と。そうか。
誰ですかこの人。
お嬢さん、頼む。力を貸してくれ。
そういうことどうかな。ぜひ調査に協力してもらいたいのだが。
それは構いません。私もあの疑惑についてのですが、私は未成年という理由で私にできるのはおそらくそうですね、学校の本社ロビーまでは。
まあ俺や京ちゃんじゃ友人ってのは難しいだろうな。
助手一人送り込めれば上々だ。
しかしそこからどうやってこの人が仮にウィザード級の
Cyber Sleuth can do anything. Maybe.
そこは電脳探偵の領分。
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know that we actually have anything in particular once we're in cyberspace that makes us special. We are perfectly normal in cyberspace. We're perfectly normal in the real world. The only way that we're good at getting stuff is, well, though getting around physical security is not an issue, and getting around digital security might be easier because depending on the security protocol, being able to jump from one computer to another computer could like meaningfully be a big deal. Like, okay, the air conditioning in a room is connected to the network. The computer is not connected to the network. Well, I can jump out of the air conditioning, and now I'm in a secure room, and I can access a thing that isn't connected to the network. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do that's specific to the ability set the protagonist has. We'll see if they end up doing that. We haven't done anything that really requires that yet. There was a little bit of implication of that with the air conditioning that we had here, where we were jumping into a machine that was not actually part of the local area network. It was like part of its own segmented off system.
わかりました。では手配します。
実際どうすんだ京ちゃん。
侵入方法ですか。それについて。
You know, I thought she said I have no idea actually.
とある依頼でちょっとしたプログラムを入手しましてね。知人の手を借りて助手専用にカスタマイズして使おうと。では早速準備に取り掛かる。助手君、まずは三神楽美玲の元へ向かってくれたまえ。先方に話を通しておく。司祭確認はそちらで。
This is interesting. So Mira is much more of an actual character here, in the sense of being, she's directly involved in the plot, and the other characters know her. It's not just like, oh, okay, you talk to her and she'll tell you vague Destiny things. She's actually like a real like character. Hey, Astro Kitty. Which is kind of interesting because I didn't. This is so alien having Arata just talking like a normal person. Yeah, Mirei. It's interesting because like we were just sent to talk to Mirei by a person in Meat Space who knows who Mirei is and has a relationship with her, right? Like that's so different than in the other game where no one knows that she exists. Like she's almost like it's similar to like in Persona, like Igor or shit. What is the Persona 3 ones? Or like Elizabeth or all these people who are like only only the protagonist knows about them. They're completely disconnected. That's like Mirei's relationship with the cast of the other game. And then in this one, it's like, oh no, she's a contact of my boss, which is interesting. We got Hyde. Okay, so hacking skills we get along the course of the plot. It's a hacking skill program repurposed from the Baku program Kyoko gave me. By using this, you'll be able to perfectly mask your account information. Given your half cyber body, you should be able to use that skill not only in cyberspace, but in the real world. This skill can potentially be used in a wide variety of crimes, but given the deepening bond with Digimon, I trust you won't use it for evil. Mirei, you have a strange... I see all. Someday you must expose my secrets. Ethermancer? Okay. Get in touch with Kyoko. Things went well. Be sure you have your questions, but start focusing on the relevant case. Heard from Yuko Kamishiro, and you've been invited to Kamishiro corporate party. Oh? Really? Access the server to access the account of privileges to tour in the corporate office. Privileges are limited to the lobby, but that should be... I've had a rooster crow, now to get this fox loose in the henhouse. Gotten some handy hacking skills, I know, but you'll need to think on your feet in there. Be the wolf in sheep's clothing. It'll take all... I'm going to be the wolf in grass clothing, actually, because I'm going to be invisible, right? Detective Matayoshi isn't involved in obtaining and using the hacking skills for this case. Okay. Better follow the corporate... Sounds vaguely like the Whales of the Damned, but I think it's just children. Useful hacking skills, play it by ear. You know what? Play it by ear seems like... Seems reasonable. Alright, I'm going to click on this link because I've been waiting on the Monster Sanctuary devs to come up with something new for a while now. That looks very cool. Let's see. Release date coming soon. They have a demo for it. I don't know if I'll play the demo or not, but I'm going to add this to my wish list. Wait, this is not the right thing. Shit. Steam. Alright. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play that when it comes out. I think that'll be a lot of fun. God, that was a cool surprise hit for me, where it was just like the amount of depth that went into like the Monster Sanctuary's like skill trees and all that kind of stuff was just so much fun. I was having so much fun building those characters and stuff like that. Let's see. Oh, what am I doing? Going to. Let's see here. But yeah, it's also for the best for it not to be a sequel for me in terms of like plot. I have like a vague recollection of what the plot was for Monster Sanctuary, so I'd probably have to replay it if I was going to do something that was directly a sequel.
遅い。待ちくたびれちゃったよ。あんまり遅いからウルトラスーパー心配しちゃったんだよ。
Okay, we're back to okay. This is the Yuko that we're familiar with. Okay.
あ、別にあんたの心配してたんじゃないんだからね。
Yeah.
勘違いしないでよね。
Is this part also part of the act?
一応友人のふりをしていただかないとそれらしく見えるように私に合わせてください。
Just follow my lead.
どこか変ですか？ちゃんとできてますよね、友人のふり。いわゆる学友って一般的にこんな感じですよね。
I feel like, look, not to implicate myself as a liar or anything, but I have some notes. First of all, actually, weirdly enough, you doing this ultra hard acting thing is working for that because you are. The idea that you would be struggling socially is not difficult to imagine. So that actually, the acting itself, no notes. However, I don't go to your school. Don't tell people that I go to your school. I'm not your school friend. We met at the mall. We met in Nakano at the mall while you were looking at a poster for some food. And we were both getting excited over a niche interest that the two of us both enjoy. That's the thing. That's the tagline. If you are uncomfortable talking about that niche interest, that's also fine. You can be a little bit vague about where we met and only talk about that portion if pressed. And that gives reason for your potential anxiety surrounding who I am. You have an easy in there, right? So that's the direction we should... look, I'm not a liar. I'm just...
それは妙ですね。いつも通りでいい。おっしゃる意味がよくわかりませんけど、そんなこと言ったら私とあなたがすでに友人みたいじゃないですか。あ、なるほど。今のがかの有名なあえて滑るギャグ。やりますね。迫真すぎて私、形ばかりのノリツッコミを忘れてしまいました。と言いますか、あなたもちゃんと勉強してきたんですね。少し見直しました。
for a second there, I thought she was getting it. I was like, yes, you live in the reality that you're trying to create. Yes, you were making a bad joke, but no, you were making a bad joke. It's all good. I'm not actually sure that she's getting it, but that's okay. That's fine.
とにかくようこそ上城へ。さあ、ロビーを見学するふりをしましょう。案内するふりをしますか。
You don't need to add the word pretend to everything.
え？ここから別行動？でも本当にどうやって侵入す？消えた？アバターもアカウント情報も。
おや、友好お嬢様。
お友達はその かくれんぼしてます。
God, this is so bad. You need to tell people what you're planning on doing.
そうです。何か問題が。
いえ、問題と言いますか。
かくれんぼには適した環境でしょ。
ああ、そうですね。広いですもんね、ここ。
ちなみに私が鬼です。
そうですか。頑張ってください。
はい。必ず見つけてみせます。
If you believe in me, I will use the strength you have lent me with your belief to do this.
それ
Persona!
は健闘をお祈りしてます。お友達にもよろしくお。
よろしくと彼が。アカウントをシールするプログラム、しかもデジモンプログラムによるハッキングスキル、完全に違法ですよ、それ。
Is it illegal? I don't think it's illegal.
あなたや京子さんの言う両軍は
Yeah, exactly.
のようですね。安心しました。用が済んだらここで合流して、あまり長く時間をかけないで。かくれんぼでごまかすのはさすがに限界がありますし。
It is very funny. Like, there's a lot of stuff in in this is it's common. I think it's a common thing in all media, but it's particularly common in Japanese media to say that a thing is illegal when it's like, why would you think this is going to be illegal? Do you think that the legislation is kept up on the intimate details of what you can do in cyberspace? Absolutely not. This is not illegal, right? In the same way that like all the stuff that is illegal in normal financial markets is not illegal when you're doing it with NFTs or Bitcoins or this, that, or the other thing. Like, you know, all the things that are explicitly illegal with anything that looks like what a Bitcoin is, that isn't a Bitcoin, all those things are not illegal with Bitcoins, right? It's very difficult to commit crimes with Bitcoins because there's just no laws surrounding it. And that's true globally. That's not just true locally, right? That's not just true, like, that's not just an American phenomenon. That's like a global phenomenon that, like, legislative technology has not kept up with the digital technology. Because, to be clear, because rich people don't want legislative technology to be updated to keep up with it, that's why those systems take as long as they do. But, like, even with stuff that's not that that doesn't have a huge financial interest behind it, it's really difficult to like give like minute to make things illegal on such a minute level. So like a technology that makes you invisible in a digital space, I guess you could argue that it falls under avatar manipulation. But I don't, we've established they have laws regarding avatar manipulation, but I honestly don't know that that kind of technology would necessarily be intrinsically illegal within the context of what we found out about the world. The biggest thing that I could think of is that it would be illegal in the same way that having a custom avatar is illegal. Right? Like, those are the two, that would be the level of illegality. And that's probably a misdemeanor. That's probably a very minor crime. So anyway, it's just kind of interesting to think about because of the fact that there's this idea of like, oh, well, all the things that you're not supposed to do are illegal. It's like, well, no, most things that you're not supposed to do, like with regards to like online stuff, takes a long time before it gets made illegal. Yeah, and it might be more so than that. A lot of one of the things that's interesting about like digital stuff is that like a lot of stuff is way more illegal than you'd think it would be. So like if you guess a person's password and go into their email without their consent, that's like a 30-year prison sentence. If you just guess it. If you just are like, I think this is this person's email address, you can get like 30 years in prison for that. It's like an insanely high thing. You're not using any malware, you're not doing anything other than guessing a person's password, making the attempt and successfully guessing that person's password falls under like some sort of like espionage charge that like is massively like you're going to jail forever kind of shit. I remember that, I think it was Sarah Palin's account got hacked into, by which I mean some kid guessed her password because she had a bad password, right? It was something like that. Though, to be fair, I will say, to be fair, that's my understanding of the situation of how it went down. But this could be like the McDonald's coffee situation, where, like, society's understanding of the issue was completely wrong. So, was it Sarah Palin? I don't remember who it was. It was some politician who had a poorly secured email. And by poorly secured, I just mean had a bad thing. But I'm not going to try to Google around to find that right now. But okay, so we can just go wherever we want if we can go to Viz, right? And my guess is that we're going to get access to Acceleration Boost later. So Dark Tyrannomon. Okay, we can't go up. Huh. Oh. Don't think I can get into network here. Maybe I better try something more important. That's interesting. So, service code access. Avatars are just data. Can I connect? That's, by the way, that's actually a really good question. So, and to be clear, did they send any emails as this account? Like, can you link the Wikipedia on that or whatever it is? Because that's really interesting. Because imagine logging into another person's account and treating that as identity theft. That's like a really kind of crazy thing. Like, obviously, if you send an email as someone's account, then that I can see as being identity theft. So, no, okay, so he didn't guess her password. He impersonated her to Yahoo. That gets you identity theft. 100%. That's easy. Where does the wire fraud come in? What is wire fraud? What is wire fraud? Financial fraud? What did he do that was financial fraud? See. What the fuck is anticipatory obstruction of justice? So, as I'm reading this, these are weirdly... Some of this stuff, some of the charges make sense. Some of the charges make sense, but anticipatory obstruction of justice is an insane charge. Like, that's an insane charge. What the fuck do you mean anticipatory obstruction of justice? You mean trying not to get caught? That's... A criminal trying not to get caught should not get an additional penalty for trying to not get caught. You can add that to literally any crime. Like, because... Like, that's the equivalent of, like, giving someone an obstruction of justice charge for wearing a mask when they do a bank robbery. Like, what do you mean anticipatory obstruction of justice? Let's see. Interesting. Apparently the father told Wired that he was aware his son was a suspect, but didn't ask him anything about it because he might have to testify in court. That's actually interesting. Like, that's kind of based, actually, to just be like, hey, you know, I might be called to talk in court. Don't tell me anything. Because I'm not going to be able to lie in court, so just don't tell me anything. Let's see. I think that the claim that he didn't do identity theft is probably wrong, right? Like, his defense that it doesn't constitute identity theft seems to me. The thing that gets me is the other crazy shit, right? Like, the anticipatory obstruction of justice by destruction of records is... is that why they had to give him wire fraud? Because he objectively didn't do anything fine. There were no financial crimes involved. Right? The jury acquitted him on the charge of wire fraud. This is interesting. I wonder... So it looks like he only ended up having to serve a day. Oh, sorry, he's a year in prison. And that's very interesting. Like, this seems like a massively trumped up charge for the purpose. I think the thing that was getting him is, so the reason that it was 50 years was the thing was weirdly not the actual crimes he did, but the fake crimes that they tagged on him so they could hit him with the much easier destruction of evidence charges. So the preemptive destruction of evidence charge to me feels like the one charge that they thought they could actually land, because they didn't have any charges to speak of. So they gave him wire fraud, which is probably where the bulk of the actual potential sentence would have come from. And they gave him destruction of records. The destruction of records thing, I think, needs to be tied to a financial crime. I think that needs to be tied to a financial crime of some sort. That, like, the idea that, like, that someone, like, I just don't see a way that could possibly be in, like, a thing that you could just tag on to basically any crime that someone does where they try to cover their tracks. And that feels very specific to thingers. Anyway, that's pretty interesting. This random aside about, you know... So, but yeah, it's just interesting. Can I connect jump into it? Can I connect jump into his avatar? Oh my god. Alright, we're popping into here. Let's see, these... Oh wow, these... There is an item here. Nothing of relevance, but that's interesting. It destroys my webcam? That's pretty funny. How dare. Let's see. That's really funny. Yeah, I should get an idea of what kind of stuff impacts bitrate. I was watching a VOD that someone posted, and there was a thing that, like, clearly was just obliterating their bitrate, and I guess it's just all the, like, the random flashing lights and stuff like that, like all the complex patterns. Okay, so do we need to go back here? No, we're fine. Also, did I forget to update my... I think I did. I forgot to update my setup to have... Short, come on. You know what's funny? For people like Short came on, I should really write this out instead of CA. I should put this as KE, because if I do it as KE, I'll register it as Japanese and actually pronounce it correctly. Because it's shortcake, so it should be Short came on. So just keep pronouncing it wrong. 1 damage. Let's go. Okay. Another item. HP spray. Okay, let's go down here. You know something interesting about big things? Like, large things. The reason that people think of large things as being slow is actually because of how fast large things are. And that sounds kind of crazy, but that is kind of literally why people think of large things being slow. Is because if you're taller, you need to take fewer steps in order to make the same distance, right? So basically, your gait when you're walking around looks slower at the same speed. So if like you're going, I don't know, like 1 mile per hour or whatever, 5 miles per hour, however, I don't remember what a walking pace is. I think a walking pace is maybe like 5 per hour or something. 3 per hour, something like that. If you're walking at that pace versus walking at versus being 10 inches shorter and walking at the same speed, you will look like you're moving slower. Just because relative to you, relative to your own size, you're making less movement. So there's this interesting element where, like, people think that smaller animals are way faster than they actually are. Like, the top speed of a house cat is not very high. They're actually not fast animals, right? Let me take a look. What's the top speed of a house cat, right? So, like, house cat top speed. So, the average... Let's see. What is the... Let's see. Where is the... Just give me the house cat thing, man. I just need the one statistic. It keeps giving me the wrong thing. It keeps giving me the statistic on how fast a person is. Alright, so like a house cat can run at like a maximum speed of 30 miles per hour. That's pretty similar to how fast you can run. They run about 50% faster than you. And that's for an animal that's like famously fast, right? Like cats are famously fast animals. But because of the size difference, a house cat can run like 20 feet or whatever. I'm actually curious if a 100-meter dash is runnable by a cat at top speed. I'm not sure if they even can, because it's pretty far. Because like humans are designed to run long distances, not short distances. So, at any rate, I'd be curious to know about that. But like that gives you an idea of like, yeah, a house cat is faster than you by a tiny bit. And by a tiny bit, I mean within like 50% or whatever, right? Whereas like, what's the top speed of an elephant? Let's find out what the top speed of an elephant is. Because elephants are famously slow looking. Elephant top speed. An African elephant can run 40 kilometers per hour. Which is kind of terrifying. According to Google, an African bush elephant could run 40 kilometers per hour, which is... that's not 18 miles per hour. It's about... I think like 26. They can run about 25 miles per hour. So an elephant is about the same speed that you are or that a cat is, like a house cat. But an elephant can run a lot further than a house cat can. Because, like, when you think about, like, the size of an elephant, right? Like, so an elephant will be able to run... If you want to go a medium distance or a long distance, an elephant will get there way faster than a cat will. Over very, very short distances, an elephant will be outpaced by a house cat. Especially because of the acceleration difference, right? A house cat will accelerate from 0 to top speed, like, instantly. An elephant takes a lot longer. But those three animal types, like, the slowest big animal you've ever heard of, and the fastest small animal you've ever heard of, and little old us, it's all the same speed. Roughly. Like, a cheetah runs, I think, 2.5 times as fast as the rest of these things. Like, a cheetah's running at, like, 50 to 60 miles per hour, I think. Like, but, though, to be fair, cheetahs also are self-destructively fast. Cheetahs are actually too fast. Oh, can they get up to 80? Can they get that fast? I thought it... Well, 80 to 130 kilometers per hour. Well, goddamn. That's pretty wild. Yeah, they can run so fast. So, like, that would make them... So, like, a cheetah is roughly, like, 2.5 times as fast as a house cat, right? And... Anyway, it's interesting. Which puts them at about maybe 2 to 3 times as fast as a elephant. It's so fucking fast. The acceleration is what gets you. When it comes to when it comes to those fast predators, like being able to run down a thing, like a surprising portion of running something down, if you're not a human or a dog, is not giving it time to accelerate. You're just bursting at it at such a high speed so quickly that they don't get the opportunity to run away from you in the first place, right? Like, they don't... You're not chasing them. They aren't running from you. They don't get the opportunity to. Like, that's the strategic, you know, that's like kind of the way that... why did I attack this one? I could have gotten an instinct on the other one. It's fine. Anyways, it's just kind of interesting how... Right, I wanted to go to the thing, because I don't know that I actually... I got a memory up. And I don't know that I used it because I was so... I didn't use it because I was just so tired that I just, like, didn't... I just blurred out of existence. Right. Is this where I'm going? Oh, wait, how do I get back? Ange Fumon should... And that should not be Ange, it should be Anje. Angel? Ange Fumon. Ange Fukamon. You know what? I don't care. We're gonna pretend that... We're just gonna pronounce it a different way every time, and that's... Oh my god! Ange Fukamon. Actually, no, it's not... Anjifu Kamon? They should all be Kamon. Where the hell is the entrance? Oh, it's right there. It didn't even occur to me that the pathway would take me straight through a chest. So I looked at the chest and I was like, okay, that's obviously a dead end. So how do I get here? I think I need to roll. Glad that I did the atomic blaster. I'd forgotten that this. Oh no! Okay, we're fine. Okay. I should probably use an aura the next fight that we're in. Alright. We're just walking back to drag someone into the party, because we should probably have space for somebody. That's concerning. Jeez. I'm having a rough time. Okay, that's 37. Okay, we got this. I wonder how fast a giraffe is. Okay, Sponge Come can come back in. Choco Come on. So that's interesting. How is there a thing here that we haven't done? Why did I leave this? Oh, is it because of the int? It's probably the int requirement. So Choco Come on. This is going to be one of the evolution chain that we're taking Tiramikamon up, I think. It's interesting that we require 90 attack for this. Speaking of which, 90 attack, is that possible? That shouldn't be possible, I don't think. We might need to backtrack back down. I'm gonna do that. I think it adds like +4 to my max level each time. Alright, so Choco Come on. Oh, right. Choco Come on I think I'm going to make into a Platinum Sukamon. And that will allow Short Come on to go up to Etemon, from which we can take them up to the next tier without us having a break in the EXP chain. I think that makes sense. Anjifumon can go to... Okay, wait. Before I do too much tinkering, let's go into our spreadsheet, because I do have listed what the pathing is for everybody. So we need to get to Dark Dramon to get acceleration boost. Can we get there right now? ABI of 20, so we cannot. We actually can't get any of these right now, because we just don't have enough ABI. However, we're going to be accumulating ABI while we're here at a faster rate than we would at a lower tier, I think. So we'll just basically go back down to... Ooh, defense penetrating. Defense penetrating attacks are less relevant earlier in the game, I think. So I don't think I need that defense penetrating attack. I will instead... I think instead I will go here, because this gives me the all-rounder thing immediately, and that's very, very potent. It was a thing that I really missed when I was... thing. So do we have our thing set up now? We have 43 out of 45 memory. And, okay, right. So what are the other routes? Okay, we've already done Tiramisumon's swap. Fumon. This is actually really good right now. This early in the game, 150 just set damage is really nice, especially because it's so cheap relative to our damage output. Always hits, does base stat boosts, and plus 20% HP recovery effects. %50 chance of paralyze is pretty good, actually. Lilymon also comes with a fun niche ability to Thinger. Unfortunately, my notes are old and not useful right now. Oh, right, we wanted to get into Lucimon, right? Tokomon... So we can just go down to Patamon? No, we have to go from above, right? So we would need to go to Patamon into Angemon. From Angemon we can go into Lucimon. And this might be a fun idea, but we don't have a ton of SP on this character. So the question is whether it's worth it or not. It probably is, honestly. Lucimon is going to be able to trivially evolve into either Angemon or Devimon. And we can then rotate right back down into it. So if Lucimon starts getting too high level, then Lucimon is real good. $80 and $65. I think we want to make this. I think this is a routing that is easy enough to do and makes a lot of sense. What is your typing though? You are vaccine type, which is the same type that we are currently. Say, yeah, let's do it. Alright, so Enjifumon is going to not become Angewomon. Actually, you know what? You maybe will, because this will give us an additional bit of ABI when I do it. And there isn't another... So Angewomon goes down to Sunflowmon or Frigimon. Alright. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, next, Chocokomon. Where do we want to take you through? Chocokomon was going to go into the Platinum Sukamon so that we could get the higher tier with the other one. That also gets us short common can become a virus type. We're gonna be low on data types, unfortunately. Bunt common, I don't know what we're doing with. Were they going up to Mach Gaumon? I think they were. I don't remember why, but they were. Let's see. And the other thing that I wanted to do at some point, let's take a look at our thing here. One of the things that we're going to be doing here is using Monzaimon and preferably a Magnadramon. So you need to be. So Frigimon is actually something I could go into. Do we want to use Lucimon? Maybe not. Because of the fact that we used Lucimon on the previous one, maybe we don't want to use Lucimon. Instead, maybe I go to Frigimon. So we go up to Angewomon. From Angewomon, we can then go down to Frigimon. From Frigimon, we can get into Monzaimon. And then Monzaimon has the Heart's attack ability, which is crazy, crazy good. And we can use that on our hard carry. Let's do that. Let's do that. Because Heart's attack is very strong, and I have a combination that I'd like to try, which is to bring out a Magnadramon, which is the cool-looking little critter that I really liked the appearance of, but didn't really have a utility for. This thing here. Getting this, which increases given stat boost by 5%, and pairing this with Monzaimon, who does a boost to all stats, I think, is a very nice combo, like a nice simple combination that I think is gonna work well for me. Oh shit! That was not enough. Nailed it. Alright. Okay, oh right, I forgot that Tiramikamon needed to immediately evolve. Okay, wait a second. There's no reason to get a bajillion levels at a low tier. That's not quite lethal. That's not quite lethal. It really is amazing just how good the poop is. Like, actually though, like, it feels like the kind of Digimon that would be really weak, or at the very least very niche, right? Like, okay, you have max defense, but you also have, like, nothing else, right? But the attack stat is actually not unusable by any stretch of the imagination. And oh, I can't become Arcadiamon in training yet. I need, what, 55 attack? I'm actually going to become Pagumon, I think. Okay, we're going to go back to Kurumon now. This should give us enough levels. We have a max level of 42 now. So we should have plus 12 levels, I think, to our maximum. So we're getting our Platinum Sukamon. Chokomon is leaning in. We're getting Etemon. And I just realized that this exceeds my party storage. So what do I want to drop? Int penetrating medium dark attack on all foes is pretty frickin' cool, actually. Alright, Bunt, come on. You're getting dropped for now. My one data type. That seems reasonable. Okay. So, who... And it just occurred to me that we just traded the one that had, like, a bajillion EXP and thus was, like, actually tanky for the one that has, like, 10 max HP. Alright, we're gonna get into one fight here. We need to get in a fight. Because we need to re-evolve... Oh wait, we can't re-evolve immediately anyway, so never mind. We're gonna basically just try to get into the thing from this. Holy Light. God, I'm gonna get Fukumon is so good right now. Hey, I am realizing that we've actually emulated a lot of what we did in the early game last time. This time. So, like, we have the fundamental build pretty similar. So I think we want to make the swap sooner rather than later. I think we're gonna head over to. Yes, we're gonna make the swap now. So, Ange Fukumon can be evolved up and then dropped back down. We have 80 max HP now, which is a lot more than 10. Okay. Got Anti-Bug. We also don't have character reversal yet, which we'll get later. So we're going up, and then we're heading back down to Frigimon. So okay, do you have enough? And conveniently, this chain is actually how we get to Magnadramon in the first place. So that's kind of convenient. And Magnadramon requires max HP and max SP. I think we might actually be able to just evolve into this very easily once we decide to do it. From Angemon. We are going to drop straight down into Frigimon. And then from Frigimon, we can get to Manzaimon. So it's going to be pretty trivial. 26, we should have 10 attack by then. no problem. So Angefumon is, I think, ready to go. I do realize that I just dropped out of the more advanced form that would have given us... How good are you? You have decent stats. And you can only become Lucimon SM. But you might be fun to actually use, not gonna lie. Like, Lucimon SM is kind of meh to me. I don't really love the design, but the Lucimon design is pretty cool. It would be kind of fun to use this for a while. Lucimon needs... I guess I can't see what they need for FM, but not gonna worry about it. Next, we need to move you back into the party. And now we have a bunch of virus types. And then the one player that we need. Tirikamon. So you're gonna become Monzaimon. Monzaimon is really strong. I was planning on looking at what I could have gotten for the player, but I didn't. It's fine. Now, I'm gonna actually put Shortcomon in, because that penetrating AoE might be able to just kind of wipe for a while. Anything that is to vaccine type, we might just blow up. I actually have a question. Are the bored apes based off of this character? Is that what... Are they based off of this thing? Like, did the NFTs get based off of this? Because this is a... It's an NFT thing. Okay, that did nothing. Oh, right, I just realized that I put 3 people who are weak against them in the party at once. Yeah, bear in mind I do have aphantasia, so if I just look at an ugly monkey-looking thing... Any ugly monkey with sunglasses makes me think of those stupid fucking things. It is cool that it seems to have a Monzaimon plush. Which I think is interesting. It has like a plush doll of... Oh right. I didn't fix the problem that I created for myself. We got the para. Yeah, not terrible, but not really... Not really anything to write home about, honestly. How dare. So much HP we're getting? We're getting about half of what we used to be getting at Thinger 5 from the weakest fights. So, pretty decent EXP game. I keep forgetting to swap you. Not quite lethal. Doesn't have to be, though, because it's incredibly slow. Okay, well, you know... what I really need is an AoE. Do you have, like, garbage int? Do you have, like, an int penetrating attack that is fundamentally relying on a garbage int stat to build off of? No, your int is fine. So this is presumably just not very strong as an attack. Alright. Well, I guess that's fine.
守備はどうかな。通信先が消失しているところを見ると。
はい、騒ぎにもなっていませんし。
なかなか手際がいい。
私も少し驚きました。あの人がここまでデジモン。
いや、君のことだよ。社内見学の手配といい、所持への対応が正確で素早い。よほど手慣れているように見える。
そう言われても、私は私です。他の何者でもありません。
I know who else you're supposed to be.
まだ何か。
You're the classmate of a random hacker.
今のは
まずい事態になりそうだ。おそらく現実世界の君のデジバイスにもう少し早く気づくべきだったが、特殊な相手は
盗聴。
不本意ではあるが、ここは早々に引かせてもらおう。急がば回れ。この種の
でも
作戦の中止を伝えることは難しそう。何？私の助手だ。
そんな。
他人の心配をしている場合じゃない。私は助手の透明人間化の効果が失われるのを脱出時、足跡を消すなりごまかすなりのことならとにかくこれ以上に。
Interesting. Well, let's code scan this. We don't have a data type with us. We have to walk all the way back to get a data type. Because if I continue on, I might not be able to come back. So yeah, we'll just walk all the way back. It's fine. This is what happens when you don't bring all of the types along. Look, you know, I was asking, nay, demanding that something like this happen. Ooh, we have character reversal now. But wait, we always had character reversal. This is the... So on the plus side, this team, which seems very sad and pathetic, is actually way stronger than you think, because bosses don't seem to ever have any resistance to character reversal. At least not that I've seen. I don't think I've ever seen something resist character reversal. So if bosses can't resist it, I can just tag character reversal on every boss that doesn't have a typing that I appreciate and blow them up. Which is something that I never really did on the other team. I think I did it like once or twice. But I'm looking forward to pulling some of that shenanigans over here. We will just go ahead and... Oh wait, no, we have time to handle it. Like I said. Nope. Quailocmon is needing to carry so hard right now. Pew pew. Alright. Next. You're just... Chocokamon is just chilling until we can evolve to the next tier. We need quite a bit more EXP for us to get Arcadiamon back. You can become Platinum Numemon at level 65, so you're going to be here a while. I actually probably am going to do some of the other things first, maybe? Actually, no. What I'll do is Shortcamon will get to Platinum Numemon on their own. And then Chocokamon can go up to Etemon, where they are right now, and basically pop into all of these. And that way we'll have Platinum Numemon in play as quickly as possible. And we can work with it from there. Quailocmon has... Yes, okay, we need to move in a data type. Bunchkamon is my data type, and... I think I might be able to bring in 2 if I do this, so let's do this. Yeah, we can bring in Shifokamon. Ooh, Shifokamon is really fun. Let's bring you in. So now our party has 2 vaccine types, 1 data type. How far away are you from leveling? 1 level away. It's fine. We're just going to go up to the next level again. And once we're there, we'll keep progressing. And the hope is that we get access to a thing soon. It is preferable to evolve up to the next tier. And I don't remember what I was going to do there. I was going to do something, but I don't remember what. We actually got all the way here without a fight, which is kind of cool. Alright, code scan. Data download complete. Oh, is this the plot? That's funny. I did not save.
意味あんのかよ。だよな。天下の神城様のセキュリティがそう簡単に抜けられるわけね。ビビりすぎ。
What? There's no difference. Okay, so Cake is going to digitally sneeze because they had to have a sneezing. Okay, that is incredibly silly. I thought this guy was gonna sneeze. That's chilly. Interesting. What timing?
知るかよ。
お前たち神城の社員 ID を偽装し神城の人間が呼び込んだ。誰だ？誰がお前たちを？
さあね
答える義務とか僕らにありますかね。
What do you mean you don't gotta answer to? You're wearing Zaxxon hoodies.
ザクソンの誇り
What are you talking about?
チャリース皆さんおって出たチミゲさんの悪魔をすぎるいやI am チミケいやどうもお疲れ様ですユーゴさん。こんなところで会うなんて奇遇ですね。奇遇すぎて逆にロックですね。あー伝わるこのフィーリング。
お前まで一体どうなって
さあどういうことかな。つうかホワイつうかあれはいいわけ。プゲルだんまりですか。そうですか。もう言えるわけないよね。オッケーオッケーオッケーオッケーオッケーそんなことよりですよ。
The way that that was enunciated was absolutely beautiful to me. I think that the any dang way is actually a really appropriate way to describe that. Because it just felt weird, like the all the enunciation of like something that seemed like it was just like sorry this yo or something like that. It's like just something normal, but it's enunciated so weirdly that
あん時のお礼にさコテンパンに乗してやっからさお前らおとなしく俺っちのデク人形になっちゃえば。
So we're fighting you. And of course, the target that I swapped in just for this occasion is weak against them. We'll bring in Angefumon. Angefumon is strong against them on multiple levels. And then we can poop on them if we want. Let's poop. That does nothing. Do we have Venom Trap in the party? Because I feel like we might run into an issue. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna have an issue here. How are your stats, actually? Int and attack are both about the same. You don't have it. You don't have it. You don't. I don't have anybody who can poison right now. I didn't bring my mushroom. The answer to this might be to just play boring and use normal attacks and then aura when I get low. Quailucmon makes sense to invest SP into attacking with. It's gonna be really funny if I die here. I don't think I will, though. Though Antibug is probably not gonna be doing much healing because I don't have, like, any int. I could bring you in. You don't have any healing. You don't have very high attack power. This is 2.5 times is actually... You know what? This is more efficient in terms of SP. That was a lot of damage. That is not a lot of healing. Our int is not as high as it was before. That's concerning. Please don't kill me. Alright, well... we are not anywhere near as strong as we were a second ago, actually. Oh, right, I needed to do an aura just to get myself out of one-shot range. Well, I'm in deep shit now. Okay, that does an okay amount of damage. I don't actually do that much damage with my... or I don't heal that much. So, is it worth doubling the damage on that character? Probably not. So, swapping Angefumon to this has definitely weakened me substantially. But the real problem here is just that I didn't bring my poisoner. The HP that the enemies have is just silly. It just takes so long to whittle them down. And I think we don't have anybody else to pull back on. If Quailakamon hadn't gone down when they did, because I didn't just do something dumb, we probably would have been fine there. It just would have taken forever. But as it stands, we need to... we need to go swap in my... we need to go swap in my thinger. Did I go all the way back and then not save? I didn't save the entire route up there? I guess it makes sense, because I thought that I was just... But even then, I should have saved. I didn't prep for this at all. Alright, well, shit. So... we're gonna pop over here. I don't usually lose that much progress when I'm doing things. Alright, so Short Come On is getting dropped in favor of Sponge Come On. Sponge Come On is needed for a boss fight like this. And... I'm confused. Oh, I was not empty. So who's gonna come in? Shifo Come On. Makes the most sense. So, we have Sponge Come On, who can Venom Trap. And we have... we're to start with Angefumon for now. Yes, and we're golden. Okay. So that was silly of me. We need to always have the Venom Trapper in the party, because without Venom Trap, boss fights are just going to be a huge problem for quite a while now. I feel like, weirdly, the bosses don't seem to scale in HP later on, so much as they just scale in the other thing, in defense. So since they don't scale in HP that much, because like the final boss only had 5,500 HP, right? Like, it was healing each phase, it healed itself for 5,500. I know how much HP it had. So it had 5,500 HP to play with. And so I think that that's fundamentally why the balance between the defense ignoring attacks and the non-defense ignoring attacks shifts so dramatically toward the late game, is that the only big difference between the late game bosses and the early game bosses is their defense. Their HP is pretty similar, because I think that these things, there's two of them, and I think they have about like 2,000 HP each, right? Which is an inordinate amount of HP for this early in the game, right? Like, the enemies that I'm fighting normally have so much less than that. So it's just kind of interesting, because it's like, oh, this is... a fundamental shift happens in the balance. Please tell me that I actually brought the thing. Wow, I didn't even do this cutscene. I didn't save after this cutscene. Okay.
私はまだ
まずい時代。おそらくもう少し早く。急がば。何？他人のし。私は助手脱出時とにかく。
I love how much incriminating information they give out after they've already established. I didn't bring the data type that I needed to actually use this. I can't access the terminal. Look, don't judge me. Don't you judge me. And I think we're going to drop Chocomon from the starting lineup and just swap them in right before the enemy dies of poison. I think that's how I want to handle that. Angafumon has no supporting stats for the build that they have right now, actually. This is pretty funny. Like, they don't have anything. No, don't judge me. I said not to judge me! You're not allowed to judge! The mental break could be handy occasionally. Alright. Pop it over. No. I should probably just be preserving my SP, honestly. Those tiny hits that come out to Chocomon are very funny. Okay. Chocomon is doing well. I'm looking forward to getting them acceleration boosts and then just popping them into that dragon. Okay. Now then. We're moving somebody. Who do we need to move? Shifokamon. No, actually, we want to keep Shifokamon in. We need Bunt, we need you. Quailakamon doesn't necessarily need to be in for this. We should probably keep them in. Yeah. Nah, we should keep them in. Angefukamon is kind of required for the strategy. I guess, yeah, we'll just... You're just a nuker, and I don't need nukers right now, so... Perfect. Do I want to... I don't think I need a thinger for this, so let's bring you in. You can use your SP very casually. And then if we get into... a fight, that's fine. Oh shit! You actually hit real hard. Okay, you don't actually hit that hard, but you have very high attacking ability there. Very cute. Very, very cute victory animation. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going up the Arcadiamon chains. It's just gonna take a while to get there. Okay. Now then, we're not going to bring Chocokamon in the default party. We're going to bring them in once we have at least one of them down, because they can AoE, or they can hit me for like 1100 damage or something like that, which is unacceptable. You know, it's funny, I just now realized that she does have a line at the beginning, and then she stops talking for the entire rest. Shoot! I like how we're given the option to choose, like, what is the flavor of sneeze? Like, what kind is it? Also, why does Yugo not help us? Yugo doesn't help us, right? Right? Yeah, we don't have an ally in this. Huh. Atomic Blaster is probably the way to go. Convincing the Venom Trap, love that for me. If we miss too many Venom Traps, we're gonna be in trouble. We only have so many. Are you kidding? They're immune to fucking... Oh no. Oh god, that's... Oh, that's real rough. Why do late game enemies have such little HP? Like, I'm actually curious about this now, because we're hitting for 500 there. I think this fight these have more HP between the two of them than each phase of the final boss has. And admittedly, the final boss has multiple phases, but like the enemies at the end of the game, these might have about as much HP as an end game boss between them, and they are immune to poison, which means that I have to completely reorganize what I'm going to do. So, with them being immune to poison, I can't deal with them that way, which means that we drop Venom Trap from our toolkit. And I have to figure out what the hell we're gonna do. So, I guess what I need here Bumped is able to evolve up, but that doesn't help me because they're not a combatant in this fight. So I'm not sure if I want to evolve them or not, because it'll mean that they take up extra space. It does not do enough damage to justify using that probably. Maybe it does. Probably not, because I think they can insta-give with the top thing, and it doesn't have a best chance. Okay, so what the hell am I going to do about this? Warbomb is useful for this. Ooh! You can become Digitization. But you don't need to. You need to become that. Alright, so Sponge, come on, is doing their thing. Let's bring in Shifo, come on. You can become Chirinmon. So this is 120 wind damage. Don't need a Pixie-mon. I don't think I need a Rapidmon. Rapidmon would be nice to have. just for the thinger, though. So we have 24 ABI. We have a max level of 42. We get to Arcadiamon in training. We have a max level of 53. Is that high enough to get my attack power where it needs to be? I'm not sure. Okay, so you just... You only need to hit 26 to get to Monzaimon. We might need to just do that. Bunt, come on. If you Digivolve, it takes a 48. At which point, we would probably not be able to have Shifo come on in. We can't actually become Chirinmon yet. Because we just don't have enough stats for it. We don't have enough ABI. So maybe Shifokamon should actually go down to Kudamon. Let's go down to Kudamon. Yeah, but I didn't realize that I was going to have a boss fight. It's actually very good that I ended stream early because I was so exhausted. I slept a good amount yesterday. Took a nap in the morning, took a nap in the afternoon, and then I got to sleep at about 4 o'clock in the morning. So, like, I needed to catch up on my sleep. Like, legitimately, there was not, like, it was a bad idea to continue streaming just because I was just so physically exhausted. Last week, I got so little sleep. Let's see here. We can get you, except, no, we can't. Is there anything that we can evolve into here? No, right? We can't evolve into any of these. So do we go back down to Growlmon to give ourselves space in the party? I think we do. I think, yes, we're going to keep swapping up to Quailamon. Oh, sorry, not to Quailamon, to whatever this form is, and then back down again to Growlmon. Is now the time to do that? We could also bring you down to this, which gives us a vaccine type, or to this, which gives us Dragon's Wrath to play with. Maybe we actually do go to Vidramon. This gives us this, 5% of our HP and recoil. Maybe we go to Vidramon. Do we want to organize our team around this boss fight? Yes! We're going to organize our team around the boss fight. That's how we should do this. So, Quailakamon has dropped down. We can go up to Aerovidramon if we want. This is an intense amount of damage. And we can do that every single round, it's just that it would, kill us. We now have 10 below our cap. We can go up to Mach Gaugamon. Which is a very cool looking design, but it's not my aesthetic. I like the previous one much better. So, physical attack, 115 neutral damage, 7% increased evasion. We have this available. We don't have enough ABI for it, so we won't be able to get into it immediately, but it's fine. Quilicamon. So we need 26 for you. And Chococamon. Alright, we're gonna see how this goes. So we're now gonna have the ability to bring in three vaccine types. With the goal basically being to be able to just brute force the boss down with normal attacks. But yeah, I'm actually really surprised that they gave this immunity to Thinger. You have like nothing useful to do. One's down. Pair of rocks. Hate that for me. It's so funny how much damage this thing is doing. Like, I know that we're level 1, but holy shit. Ooh, the recoil doesn't hit if you get lethal. If you finish the fight with the attack... Oh, we just got an AoE. If you finish the fight with the attack, you don't get recoil damage. That's very good to know. So we got another 7 levels or whatever off of that. Okay, these two can sweep that team. We got Windclaw 2. That's not terrible. And we might actually get all the way up to 30, but probably not. We're looking to get one... Yeah, we're gonna get... Monzaimon over it? Who is it that... Has such a low requirement? I don't remember. But, yeah. I was actually hoping to do a lot less grinding in this on this side than I did on the previous one. And I think we're going to be doing a lot less grinding overall. It's just that we're going to need to do some periodically because of the inexplicable design decisions for carding enemies. Like, some of these bosses are just like, wait, what are you doing? Why do you have this much HP? Like, I'm not sure what the angle is meant to be for how you're supposed to fight it. My guess would be, like, if I had to guess, that maybe the intention is that you have to bring, like, multiple different, like, strategies to bear. So it's like some enemies you deal with it this way, some you deal with this way. But I guess, in all honesty, it's probably mostly just if you're not using consumables, the game balance is just fundamentally different, right? Like, if you're using consumables, then this boss is actually trivial. It's just a pain in the ass and takes a long time to kill, right? Whereas if you're not using consumables, then the SP cost of finishing the battle is a meaningful component to the actual difficulty of the battle. So, like, if you're able to use consumables, as long as a boss isn't killing you with a single hit, it simply cannot kill you. So, I think that we should be able to progress soon. Did we want to... try getting you up? Okay, so Command is at 15. We could just try getting everybody up to 20. And then calling it there. If we get everybody to 20... Oops, that wasn't... getting good attention. Who do we have? Do we have 3 vaccine types in the party right now? Yes, Shifo-Kumon is in the party. What level does Shifo-Kumon need to be? I think Shifo-Kumon might already be able to evolve, so let's bring Shifo-Kumon up to... This is a physical attack. We're gonna go up to Repamon. Even though Repamon's stats are so garbage compared to Angemon. Okay, we need 10 ABI, so we should be able to do this now. So at level 30 we can evolve up. And then... We're not going to actually need to get that far, but we're going to get them to maybe like level 15 or so. And hopefully this doesn't take a super long time. Yeah, we just need maybe like 3 more fights, I think. So let's start moving onward. I could hypothetically evolve up to Manzaemon. Not quite. Why did I attack with you? I should have attacked the one that... I should have probably attacked the one that had less HP, but that's fine. Let's see. It's all good. Boom! Finished. Okay. We should be able to get up to Manzaemon soon. And Manzaemon is actually a final form, weirdly enough, because I think that their ability there is unique and nobody else has it. So, since nobody else has the thing that I would be making use of for them, they're part of basically a strategy that involves ultra buffing a single party member and just going ham with them, which we will see how that strategy plays out. That's concerning. But come on, is actually just gonna pull out. And we're gonna need to try to get ourselves. Actually, Teramikamon can evolve up soon, which is tempting to do. I'm very hopeful that with a trio of vaccine types, we can kind of just brute force them. We might be prepped. I think I'm ready to try it. So what we're doing here is possibly running into a fight, but no, we're not running into a fight. We're going in here. We've already activated the cutscene, so we don't get this cutscene. We can save the game, which we don't need to do because we need to organize our party. And we are bringing Shifokamon into the party, who does not have very high durability, unfortunately. And you are weak against them. You have 55 attack exactly, so we could evolve you right now. And we are not going to be able to at this exact moment. So, is everything set? I think we are about as ready as we're gonna be, and code scan this, and let's see. Yeah, one of the issues with these early game bosses, which issues is a strong word, but one of the issues with like trying to like prep for them like well in advance is that like the grinding that I'm having to do is explicitly for the purpose of like getting a specific ability, like getting Venom Trap was something that I had to grind for a couple streams ago. Which I mean, I could have prepared that in advance. That's something I knew I needed to do eventually. So Venom Trap was one of them, and the other one was like here I needed to get 3 vaccine types, which I just didn't have. So, getting them, you know, de-evolved or evolved into something that gives me a decent type of that. Because I can't whittle these down with like neutral typing. So, one thing that I could potentially do is I could, and this might save me time overall, I could actually, 40 damage is not enough to be a problem, I think. I think that we're best off just doing that. Got Panic Wisp. Yeah, the amount of damage that's coming out from the self-attack is not a big deal. This is the most efficient attack to use for our purposes. Especially as they keep attacking other people. Luckily, we did get the attack into the enemy, which is really the best that we can hope for. If we can whittle this down to just one... I'm going to wait on healing because Shifokamon has like no HP and has not burned through any of their SP yet. So it's very important that I'm able to use their SP bar. Yeah, I think we should have this here. I'm not actually anticipating too much issue with this fight. We have 5 heals left, so as long as they start attacking Quailokamon a bit, so that we can utilize their HP pool, we should be in pretty good shape. Unless they attack Shifokamon here. Jesus Christ. Okay, well that is rough. We didn't get to blow through any of their... I think we do bring in Buntkamon. And they're gonna probably need to just buff people or something. Having such a low amount of HP is really quite a... Wait, 10%? I didn't realize that this was so high. I'm gonna do Winning Knuckle just for the stun effect. The stun effect is resisted, not immune, so that's good to know. It's so funny that they immediately stunned them and then basically whittled them down over time without... I didn't think that I was in danger with them. I just didn't respect how little defense that character has. Buntkamon is going to keep trying to get the stun off. And we can keep putting out the heals because there's really no reason not to. We are probably going to run out of resources here, though. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure. I think we probably are okay. That's actually good for me. Why did you just hit me for 500 damage? How many stacks of attack boost was that? Okay. You start using Can You Feel... So this is Core Hound rules, kind of. It's not quite Core Hound rules, but this has an enrage. But is the enrage... It's unclear whether the enrage overall goes against my interest or towards my interest, honestly. Because it's losing entire turns to boosting its attack like that. Wait, you have aura? I didn't realize that you had aura. Do we need to keep both of them alive to avoid a catastrophic failure towards the end? 2,200 damage.
お前のテンションローテンション
Or do we prefer to leave them with that ability? I don't actually know. I got them fairly low there. Let's take a look at my... You have an attack attach E. That's 15. Oh, right, yeah, that's something I inherited from the other game. I don't want to bring something along that I've inherited. I do have Panic Barrier DXs, which I think I got here. So we can equip those. Do you have the 50% thing? Shit. Excuse you? Alright. God, unfortunately, Shifumon's stats are so low. You know what would have helped us a lot is actually if we had brought Lucimon into the party. Lucimon could do some pretty good work here, I think. That fucking crazy instat. Let's see. Right. Party memory is... I think we can go evolve them. I'm gonna go evolve them. And I think we'll still have space in the party if we do that. So let's get that started. And once we got that process started, we need to figure out how we're going to handle the fact that I think I can just give some... I think I just need to give a couple of HP items to Shifomon, honestly. Oh shit, we need to swap. Shokoku. Alright, we're gonna take this out. Shifomon needs some durability, which we can supply with gear. We can't supply with gear if we want to keep the panic item on. Right, the thing that I was checking on Shifomon is, do you have cuts abnormal status rate by 50%? So, the panic guard is actually going to work just as well as a panic guard DX, I think. Between the two of them, that should be 100%, unless they stack multiplicatively, in which case it's only 75%. So we should be immune to panic on them. We also have two other panic guards that we can go ahead and equip, and then the front line will be immune to that status effect, which is actually a big deal. We lost a lot of damage to that status effect, and so this will help us. You can do this, which gives 30% of the damage there. Increases crit chance is nice. So 90 is what we need, and we have a max level of 54. So at 54, what is our attack power? God damn it. At level 54, we'll have 89 attack power. Okay. We're going to need to potentially adjust our strategy for how we're going to handle our starter. We might need to give them some stats. They are unfortunately a defender in terms of personality, so they're not going to quickly gain attack power. So do we just drop them down again? I think I'm going to do that. We're going to drop them down to Kurumon. And then we'll bring them back up again, and then we'll just leave them in the party there. I kind of like the idea of having them just, like, chilling in the party, and then, like, very suddenly, like, escalating in power and getting us that sort of, like, late-game Digimon. I think that's kind of a fun and interesting way to handle my starter, where it's like the starter is, like, doing nothing for most of the game, and then all of a sudden gets really crazy. So, we're gonna do that. So we'll set that up now. Once we've set that up... God, I can't believe it's already 12:01. We're definitely gonna beat this boss today. There's no question here. And I'm now realizing that I can't just get up to like level 9. I need to actually get up to like level 30. It's fine. We're gonna get them. Oh, actually, we don't need to, because we can just. Okay. We're gonna have. We're gonna have a couple more levels under our belts, and then we will. Be fighting the boss. So Shifumon just evolved or just leveled up. Does Angefumon only need 26? Let me take a look at that quick. Because they only need 26. They currently have 75 attack. They have 75 attack at level 1 with them. They lose speed at level 1, but the base stat total is it's high enough that I think within a couple of fights they would immediately be catching up. But we don't necessarily have the space for them, so rather than giving ourselves that headache to work with, we're going to walk over here. We are going to do a function call, just because we can. We'll get some extra fights in, and then we will, once we have aligned everybody at roughly full resources, Shifumon is going to need to... Interesting. Don't let that one get an attack. Noted. Noted. Chocomon needs one more fight to level. The various characters I have are desynced considerably now in terms of the EXP needed to level. Shifumon can spend SP freely. You know what? We're gonna get an additional level here, just by default. 1 damage. Set. Alright, we're swapping Shifamon for Buntkamon. So now Quelakamon is the only one who needs to actually level up in order for us to get our full resources for the boss fight. We won't technically get full resources for the boss fight because the other two won't necessarily be leveling, but it's not a huge deal for them to be that less than full resources. They're not super relevant. Okay. That's not quite lethal. God, I wish that I had function call too. I think I need a neutral type who is like a neutral champion type or something like that. I think it's a prereq. God, we need to get that done because function call 2 is so critical to being able to actually grind efficiently. Alright. Which it turns out is a important component of this game, at least on hard mode. Alright. Anything else that we need to do? I don't think so. We're gonna try to force our way through this. And I'd love to do something clever to be able to get through this fight, but unfortunately, as far as I can tell, brute forcing it seems to be like the only way to do it. I feel like maybe... What do we need? Oh, I did the wrong sneeze, but that's fine. Hey, Yugo! It would be so great if you could do something useful, huh? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice if the leader of Zaxxon was willing to do something useful? Let's go. Like, that's a pretty high damage attack. Actually, like 200 and some damage on. I forgot to equip the immunity items on everybody. Shifamon is immune to panic, but the other two are not. On the plus side, the first damage was coming in to... Okay, got some decent hits there. Okay. Okay, we need to heal. We're doing 150. I thought we were doing 200. So... Okay, that's perfect. They're attacking the target that I need them to attack. It's tempting to want them to attack Shifamon, because Shifamon is currently... so high that it's technically inefficient. But honestly, I don't want them attacking Shifamon because Shifamon's so goddamn squishy. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to heal efficiently because now too much damage is coming out to Quailacommon. We did get the block. It didn't say resist, it said blocked. So we now know that if we get 50 plus 50, 50 plus 50 is 100. It's not 50 times 50. Unfortunately, Quailacommon is probably gonna go down the first time they're attacked. In phase 2. That's really rough, because they do have resistance. Quailacommon is resistant to it, even though they're not immune. And... okay, can you feel it's coming out? So... Windclaw comes out. I don't... So... There was nothing to do with it, I should have just attacked. I'm gonna pull someone else in. We can pull in Chococommon. Chococommon should be able to comfortably take the physical attacks. Okay, Panic comes out again. This time it's not surprising. I mean, it's not super surprising that it happened the last time either, it's just really unfortunate. And unfortunately, Quailacomon's just going to go down without doing anything useful here, probably. Yeah, we're not having good RNG with Quailacommon. Quailacommon is really in a rough position. If I had Quailacommon attacking that whole time, would I have been able to kill this one? I don't think so. They just have so much durability that unless I get lucky with their abilities on their second phase, there's realistically not much chance of me bursting them down. They just have too much HP. So I think I do need to kill them both around the same time. I can't have the second phase last that long. But I also can't sustain indefinitely. Like, I was going to get burned down eventually there. That wasn't something that I was going to be able to maintain forever. So what do I want to do here? I'm basically just gonna do some fights while I think about it. Let's see. If I get up to Monzaemon, I can heal more efficiently because I can do single target healing instead of AoE healing. And my AoE healing is garbage because I just don't have enough SP to play with to make it work, right? So... or sorry, I don't have enough int to make it work, right? So my auras are very weak right now. When I was a Gatomon, I was able to heal for incredibly good amounts. But unfortunately, we have side-graded our way into a bear that just doesn't have a very useful stat allocation. Having a bunch of stats invested into both attack and int is not great for us. Okay, lethal doesn't stop the thinger, it's just ending the battle. So we need to end the battle if we want to avoid recoil. Angefumon can evolve now, so we're gonna go do that. And I honestly, given how much pain in the ass this has been, why did I attack that one? That was very silly. We might need to invest more time. I don't want to invest a huge amount of time grinding, but spending a huge amount of time not grinding and instead just dicking around with the boss is a substantially worse investment of time. So it's tempting to go up to Angewomon instead just to get this massive int score, but I'm not going to. We're going to go into Monzaemon. And with Monzaemon, we have an extra thinger. We have no SP. No SP at all. But we do have Heavy Strike 1 with Primal Trooper. Let's see. Shit. I don't actually have the ability to maintain this party. I would have to drop Chakomon from the party to make this party work. I'm gonna drop Buntkamon for now. Buntkamon, do you have... You can't do this until you get higher ABI anyway. I think I'm gonna make you go back down to Gaugamon. I need you to be here just to give me access to the boss, but you're not a combatant, so we're deprioritizing your business. So Shifumon pairs well with Angefumon. They both have that neutral thinger. And the only issue is that I don't have anybody to beat up the things right now. That's not true, we have Chocolate. So Chocolate is not great at fighting thingers, but we can make them a lot better at it. We're gonna bump their attack. We can even bump their int. And if we decide that we're feeling particularly salty, 70, 85. We have a water attack available, which should have occurred to me. Anybody else have anything useful? Windclaw 2. You have Heavy Strike 1, and this will also get a plus 15%. So 15%, that puts us at around 80 base power, which is pretty good. We don't need Shock. We're going to take Windclaw. That'll be useful against Earth types that we're not fighting right now, but we will be eventually. And do we want to evolve up to the next thing in this line? Heart's Attack is going to be a core move now. Like, that's going to be core to our strategy. Ange Fumon has 900 base HP, which is pretty funny. Attack, defense, and int by 10%. Let's see what this... Alright, that's not terrible. Let's see how much we get for this 6th level boost. Get a +6 in basically everything, so... By about level 15, we should be caught up on all of the stats. Do we want to go to take Quelomon up to the next tier? Or do we want to leave us here so that we have the V-Nova Blast? V-Nova Blast is more useful to our current objectives than the evolved form would be. 250 actually 250 damage that does a bunch of recoil might be not that bad, because the recoil damage is going to be healed back up by the Heart's Attack. Right? So, like, if we're spamming Heart's Attack and that move, we could potentially have some really funny results. Yeah, probably not going to be worth it. Unfortunately, Quelomon just doesn't have the kind of destructive power necessary for me to feel super confident. But yeah, we do now have 2 options. We have Heart's Attack to heal with, and we have Aura to heal with. Heart's Attack is massively more expensive to use, but also gives us other benefits. Yeah, I think what we're gonna do is just keep fighting until we get to some arbitrary point where I feel like I'm fairly comfortable that we're gonna win. We can't actually evolve everybody because we just don't have the ability to. So since we can't evolve anybody else anyway, I don't think. Yeah, we don't have space to evolve anybody. We need to just work with what we've got. We could hypothetically drop Chocokomon out of the party, but I don't think we want to do that. I think that's a waste. Ange Fukumon should be at least the same power level they were at with the previous setup. I think they're a little stronger already than they were in the previous format. So if we could evolve Shifamon, that would be great, but unfortunately we can't. So I think if we had stayed I think that Shifomon basically is in a tree right now that's particularly weak. And a pretty substantial amount of my inability to get through this is just coming down to how weak they are in particular. I'm actually not going to use that. I think we'll level up from this, but I'm not positive, so... Do we feel up to the task? We just got Mock Rush. I hate it. Alright, Heavy Strike. Oh, we have Revive now. That's interesting. We have Mental Charge, which would be nice to use, but we don't have any int attackers right now. Crit Charge. It'd be very funny to try to use Shifomon as our carry. You are at 107 attack. So yeah, we've lost like a huge portion of our attack from coming down to this. Oof. I think we're going to try one more time right now, because otherwise we're going to need quite a lot of levels to be able to make a reasonable attempt here. We need to swap our party around. Shifomon comes in. Shifomon now has like an extra 30% HP over what they had the first time we came in. And we can code scan this. One concern I have is that I'm going to screw myself over by using Heart's Attack in a bad position, but I think we'll just have to see what happens. I'm going to split my damage. We're just going to split it. Because the second phase, I think it's doing like way more than double damage with its attacks when it gets all those attack boosts. So I think that it makes the most sense. Stupid thing. But yeah, I have a suspicion also that the defense ignoring attacks are going to be less of a big deal on this playthrough, potentially, because if I can get my buff setup actually in play, which I guess I should have probably tried to get set up now, but I don't really have a great setup for doing that kind of thing. Okay, that's substantially better than before. We got the combo, I love that. Let's see. Do I actually? No. We are going to try to keep them even. Full Flame comes out and does basically nothing. Razor Wind does nothing. Okay, between all of those attacks, they have done about as much damage as I did with the one combo attack. Alright, so... Okay. I think now is the time to use an aura. Aura is more efficient of the two, and we are doing 176, so that's a huge upgrade, honestly, over the amount of damage we were doing with the previous attacks. Shifamon is able to take those cold flames no problem. We actually are just going to aura again. And keep tagging you. Unambiguously lower now. Our DPS is going to start going down pretty soon. We're not quite at the halfway point of the fight. That was probably a bad idea. I probably should have done a Heart's Attack on Shifamon. Honestly, given the situation, maybe it would have made sense. Okay, I'm gonna Heavy Strike. And this actually only costs 3. I should probably have been using Heavy Strike for the last bit. Because Heavy Strike has a 15% damage boost. So... we still have 3 heals left in us. And yes, I think that this would have been more efficient. So, if we do have to do another one... okay, the Heart's Attack comes out. Unfortunately, it's coming out now when I don't actually have any neutral attacks to use anymore. Life is sad. Because I don't think the base attack counts as a neutral skill. Okay, we can ignore that. Attacks on Quailicamon are very bad for me. Panic Wisp comes out. I love that for me. Any Panic Wisps that come out are basically just free turns. But yeah, I think we have it here. I'm going to take one more attack over here. And then we have... ooh. Do I guard? Yes. Let's see. We can attack, we can aura. So Quailicamon is very close to death. What we're going to do here is we're actually going to focus... I'm going to do 2 more attacks over here, maybe. I think we're in good position. So... I will do this. Because we don't want to attack with the bigger attack. And there we go. candy feel it comes out, and then we have a full round of attacks before it can actually go, which means that we can get lethal before it gets to use it. And we got the memory up. There we go. Alright, we got there.
何これこのデジモン弱っロックじゃねえなつうかワッツ今日はなんだか悪い意味だぞ伝わるこのバッイエスオブコースじゃそういうことで
君も早く逃げろ。周辺エリアのセキュリティは
繋がったな。ほう、調査資料。我々の作戦は敵に包むくれぐれも。
Okay, well, good job, team. We got there. We got there. Off spin upward. Come shoot Republic with to being able to.
敵も去るものだが盗聴を仕掛けた人まあいいさ欲しかった結果オーライというやつだなさて
その資料の中には上城による
ナイルコープの件もしっかり記載
そうそう確か職人かたぎで研究しと
それが今では職を変えかつて自分のいた
どうした京ちゃん
これはナイルコープには山科誠の他にも末堂明美
そういえばそんな奴がいた人間嫌いで人前に姿を現さなかったからしかしこいつは何者
私も詳しく知っているわスウェードの明美はエデンネットワークの基礎を築いた人物の人
エデンを
スウェードが主に
How do you not know anything? You're the one who got these data files put together in the first place, my guy. Like, you should know who these people... These are the people of interest in a case that you put together.
エデンの仮想現実サービスの根幹をなすアバターシステムは
You're so bad at this, my
彼
guy.
の独力で実現したようなものしかし
なあ京ちゃんずーっと心残りだったんだ俺の
本職の刑事さんがそう言うのなら拒む
すまんな
存分にどうぞ
Oh, your dad's still alive?
というわけだ本職の刑事さん構わないわね我々も調査に協力していくつもりではある
Okay.
それ君もご苦労だ今回の調査は探偵家業の中でも刺激的一休みして
I don't need to relax. A worried client and a puzzling case are ahead of
言い
us.
たいところだが休めるうちに休むそれこそ事件は待ってくれないだから隙間があれば特進がいかないかよろしいならば仕事を
Well, I am like 16. Energy is kind of
特別な任務
all we have.
初歩的な推理
Such a rudimentary conjecture.
実験台とは心外だな私としてはではそうだなまずは
Salmon
ちな
roll
みに私のお
seared.
すすめはあとおでんを添えてみようと思うのだがさ何がいいちくわかはんぺんか大根か牛すじか
Is this for coffee?
この際全部持ってみるのはどうだ
Okay, now we're getting into strange territory. The other one seemed like kind of like a little bizarre. This is much more like, wait, are you making like a sea urchin stew
さて次に
in the coffee?
やはりさらなる情報収集都内各地で起こるデジタルウェーブ以上多発する上城の一件を又吉刑事に預けた今 おや
Hello.
うさんくせえ。ようこそ。信頼と実績のクレご依
Reliable
頼
and experience.
警視庁刑事部電脳犯罪捜査課第一強
Did I
行
finish
犯
that?
特別分室所属伊達真紀子警部ほどの
I did drop it on the ground.
こっちの素性はお見通しってまあこっちもあんたのことは知らそっちのお前もついでになよ
Me? No.
またあったな
I'll never be careful. There's nothing back there to get damaged. I'm just dropping a plastic bottle.
個性的かつ意外性のある言動および服飾センスを有する警部ほどの口から出たにしてはいささか凡庸な表現だ。ああしかしうさんが臭いとはそういう不可思議な周期が存在するのだろうか。気になるな。おいんなことはどうでもいい。まあいいや素性が割れてんなら話あんたら又吉さんの捜査手伝ってんだろな。ああもちろんしがない探偵として警察機関へというわけだ。私の義務は君の義務君の義務は君の義務しっかり義務を果たしてくれたまえ。おっと私はこれ
We can't abrogate our duties to assist the police. With that being said, I'm gonna fuck off. Bye. Here, talk to my assistant.
お前今エロいこと考えてんじゃね？
What?
じゃ逮捕な。
The fuck is happening?
噂くらい聞いたことあんじゃね？秋葉原周辺で10人近く失踪して半分は捜索願いも出てねえしまだでかい山にゃ大の大人が理由もなくポンポンポンポン姿消すか？異常だよ異常大事件だよ大事件だってのに上の連中と来たら関連性は私の勘が捜査しろっつってんだ。文句あっかってな感じで上にブチギレたら又吉さんにで上もドン引きして私はまあそれはともかくあの偏屈親父がややこしくなりそうな山からあっさり身を引く秘密兵器だったら私が使っても文句を分かってんじゃねえか。今送ったデータは失踪まあ事件にもなってねえから都内の失踪者の中から関係ありそうなやつを
I used my gut to determine people who might have connect. How do you use your gut to identify random people on the street? Just like you were friends with one of the people who disappeared.
やべえ又吉さんから呼び出した。お前はリストにある失踪者についてとにかく情報絶対なんか出てくるはずだ。共通の刑事ドラマじゃ大丈夫だ。この件おっさんには内緒だからな。分かってるならいや
God, the cops in this game are so bad. They're so evil.
若い者同士
They're constantly like the amount of blackmail that's done by the cops in this game is really just mind-boggling. Where it's just like, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to arrest you, is like so infinitely corrupt. And she does it, and so does the other guy, right? The other detective does it too. They're like casually saying, "Oh yeah, you know, we can't actually investigate anybody with any degree of power, so we're just gonna harass you."
とにかく君が引き受けた仕事だ。しっかり働きたまえ。私は又吉刑事の手前もあるのでね。 表立って動くことは控えるよ。
It is. I think that it is kind of funny how little respect anyone has for the idea that cops enforce laws. Like, I feel like the framing on the cops isn't particularly negative in this game. Like, this is not a game that's made by people who are like ACAB, but think about what the cops do in this game. The cops threaten and bully random people into doing police work because they're not allowed to do their job, and they're unwilling to fight back against the fact that they're still cops, so they're not quitting being cops in order to become a person who can actually do stuff. They are instead continuing to be a cop, which means that they still cannot actually go after things like the Kamishiro Corporation because they're not allowed to, right? So like there's this interesting dynamic where like this guy, what is it, Takahashi? I don't remember who it is. I don't remember his name. I think it's Takahashi. But he's known that Kamishiro is a criminal organization for his entire career, and he's an old man, right? And it's like he's kind of occasionally a useful ally to us, but mostly he's just a corrupt cop who occasionally leans on us to make us do his work for him. And that's all he does. And the Date does the same thing, right? Like, Date is just like him in that regard. Which I just think is kind of interesting, because it's like, again, I don't feel like the developers of this, I don't think the writers have it in for cops. I think they think what these cops are doing is good. But at the same time, what are the cops actually doing? And the answer is like nothing. Nothing of value. And I think that that's kind of interesting.
なるほど。秋葉原で失踪者について聞き込みか。
Like the best thing that these cops do narratively is to corruptly prevent investigation into our criminal behavior. That's the thing that they do that's the most positively framed, is protect the people they care about from criminal investigation, because the people they care about are criminals. And part of that reason for that is because in order to do anything good, you have to be a criminal.
足を使った現場百遍の心がけは探偵家業には欠かせない。ところで調べたところ、ウサンとは怪しい、疑わしい、油断ならない。
That's true.
確かに探偵は我知らず、ウサンな匂いをまとっているのかもしれない。だが、それが隠れ蓑にもなっている。君はただでさえ型破りな電脳探偵だ。この先どの
Oh my god, 11 messages? Oh my god, how did this happen? That's so cool. That's so true. I love talking. What is this? Name of Craniumon Spear? Graham is a sword, I think. Muspelheim that should be Nordic, and I don't think they're Nordic. Craniumon is one of the Knights of the Round. I'm assuming that those are going to be based off of what is it? Saxons? Anglo? Whatever. I think the Saxons are someone else. Saxons are probably the French. So this is from the British Isles. So I'm going with this. I'm not looking it up. We have Craniumon on our list. We're not looking it up. We're guessing this because of the association of Arthur's Knights. We know Craniumon is one of Arthur's Knights, so we're going to go with this because it's regionally an appropriate name. The Arabian Knightmon. Arabian Nightmon. That's good, actually. I appreciate that. Togemon's special move is Needle something. Toge... Needle Ricochet. I don't remember. I'm gonna go with Spray. It might be Ricochet. Digiline. Heap of things I don't understand, but for now, I thank you. We should have more info on the father. Okay, we should be fine here. If Matayoshi alerts, I asked you to investigate things. Why? Like, why are you hiding what investigations you're doing from your partner? You're all so weird. All of you are so strange. Alright, so we now have... You just gave us a mission to do something, right? You wanted me to investigate something, I'm sure. Alright, we're gonna pop into... the Digilab. And let's see here. It's tempting to go late today, but we've actually reached a nice solid endpoint for the day. So I think we might actually just end at a normal time today, and I will basically get some work done around the house and otherwise get myself prepped to be able to do a stream at the proper time tomorrow. I think from here I should be able to get my sleep schedule and everything under control. I think that that's a thing that I'll be able to do. So I think, yeah. Let's take a look at what we can do in terms of evolution here. Shifamon. Unfortunately, Windcutter Sword is a wind attack, so we won't have the neutral bonus anymore. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we're going to end here for right now, and then next time we will continue on. I'm hoping to next time be able to get things going a little bit more coherently, get stuff done a little bit more efficiently. It's been, you know, why did I move you over here? You don't need to be here. It's been a few days at this point since I've actually been, you know, playing properly, and I was getting more and more sleep deprived toward the end of last week, so it's harder to parse things. But today I think we did a good job of getting things back on track a little bit. And so next time we will be getting back probably... I think we're probably not going to go up the Vmon chain. I think we are going to go back to the chain that we were in before. We have that memory up, which means that we should have space to evolve somebody a little bit further along. And yeah, we'll just have to see. So probably things will go a bit smoother from here. But I guess we'll just find out. You know, it's just, periodically we'll run into bosses that are just a huge pain in the ass. But that's going to be it. Later, bros.